All right, guys, we are back here working on the new, to me, truck. Got a bunch of little stuff that I want to do, some more screws for the dashboard. The hardware store actually had these finishing like dress-up washers, so I'm gonna add those to all the screws, just make it look nice, cover up any, holes and stuff. I got numbers and letters for DOT numbers. I'm probably going to put them on the side of the door or maybe on like the battery box or something there. I got more lights for the 5th cab clearance light that I need, and the thing I am most excited about, and that we're going to start out with, is I got a package from Grover Products. They make, if you couldn't tell, air horns. And basically what this is what they call a rebuild kit, and it comes with a couple, I think it's like 2 or 3 parts, like a diaphragm, a spring, and a gasket, and that should get these air horns up on the top of the truck working again, as long as that is the actual issue. So we're gonna throw these in and see what happens. All right, so as we can see here, real old spring. They say that these kind of lose tension, and as you can see, it's like bound up on itself there. So I'm guessing that it's probably no good. And now here's this diaphragm. They say it's probably no good as well. Now, this kit supposed to be everything you need, so let's see here what all comes with it. So the 2 I had to pay $70 each for, so these things are not cheap. All right, so we got a new diaphragm. Looks like we got an O-ring or a gasket sticker, the spring, and some instructions here. All right, so I have the non-adjustable kind, and it looks like this gasket, this little gasket here, goes all the way up in there. So we got to take the actual clamp off and like the trumpet off of the actual horn itself. And we're going to take our spring, now we got to go around the front to replace this gasket. I don't know if you can see that, but it's pretty whooped. Why doesn't this seem to want to? There we go. All right, there we go. Okay, so that's all the rebuild kit is for one of these air horns. Start it up. Got 100 PSI. Still nothing. I guess we could try the other one. Okay, just got the second one, rebuilt, quote unquote. Let's give it a try. Nothing. So I do have a new valve up here. Not sure if that would change anything, but I guess that's kind of where we're at. All right, so I don't know if you can see that. These wires aren't really part of it, but there's the horn valve. Kind of hear it, but maybe this is bad. I don't know. That one looks all plastic. This one's all metal. So let's take that one out, see if they're the same. I mean, it seems to be blowing plenty of air. Yeah, I'm watching the air pressure gauge go down, so I don't really think that's the issue. All right, well, there we go. We're like halfway official. I didn't realize that it only came with 2 9s, and I need one of these 6s, so I can't use it as a 9 upside down. So I'm gonna have to buy another pack of these just for 1 more 9, or 2 more 9s, depending on how you look at it. All right, guys, quick little update. I just got off the phone with Matt from Grover Products. They are the makers of, I'd say probably, you know, the majority of the air horns that you see on big rig trucks out there on the road. They've been doing it, I think, since like 1936, and Matt has gone above and beyond to help me try to diagnose and troubleshoot what is going on with these horns here. He suggested that I take the air compressor and hook it up directly to the valve up in the headliner of the cab. And I was doing this while I was on the phone with him. And guess what Matt was doing? Chopping up onions, cooking dinner in his kitchen. And this guy is calling me back, answering my phone calls, logging onto his computer system at work, you know, remotely at his house, going above and beyond to help me fix this right here and right now. And although we are not getting to hear it in action, the horns did work with the air compressor, or with the compressed air. So what that tells me is that the valve is bad. Now, the valve that I ordered is this right here. It is not the same. These are threaded fittings, and you really need the airline, like, you know, compression, like the push-in quick fittings. So I just ordered the proper valve, which Matt helped me identify on his website, and that should be here. So we have that to look forward to. But the horns work, and they sound good. All right, guys, it's been a while since I've been working on the truck, but as you can see, I got a bunch of different stuff here. The stuff I want to work on today is the window. The driver's window doesn't close all the way. I think some of the teeth on this gear here on the window actuator are stripped out. So I have power windows in the truck. I want to see if I can swap out the parts on this manual one for the parts on my truck itself. This video clip is of me disassembling the dashboard. I decided to take apart the dashboard and send the dashboard out to get fixed. This truck had an intermittently, you know, operating dashboard. It's very typical in these trucks. They call it international gauge flutter. So I sent it down to Florida to Auto Tech Rescue, and they redo all the soldering joints, they redo all the lights, they redo all the labels on it, and they turned it around in about 2 weeks. So this is me taking it out right before vacation. It's been a while since I worked on the truck. I've been waiting because I can't really move it. The dashboard's out of it. Should be getting delivered tomorrow. They fixed it. I'm super excited to get it back and check it out. But yeah, window today. Now, I'm pretty limited in what I got for tools out here. I just kind of brought the essentials because I can't move the truck because the air lines for the brakes are not hooked up to the gauge in the dash, as well as the air horn right now because I'm waiting on a new valve coming in. So Wow. We've got all of them. This one. I don't want to snap it. Happen to have the can of Croyle right here for these types of situations. Probably should have disconnected this before. Do not want to come out. Oh, there we go. Guys, I messed up big time. Just made the situation way worse. Oh. I went to get a 7/16 socket out of my tool bag here. Oh, man. That sucks. And when I stepped away, my shoulder brushed the door, knocking my little wooden wedge out of the door, allowing the door to close behind me as I bent down. And without the window being secured, obviously, because I took out the power mechanism, was about to put back in the manual mechanism, the door shut. And here we are. That that really sucks. One thing I will say is that I am super glad that I put this tarp down now. So that is the silver lining. We're in business. All right, I think we got it all. It's gonna be it for today. I was literally just about to wrap up before that happened. I was just trying to get the new actuator, that black one, just started up, threaded in those holes. But oh well, we got the majority of it. There's still a little bit stuck in the door. I'm gonna have to get some like tweezers or a pick or something to get that stuff out. Getting that early fall grass germination. Got the whole front lawn seeded, aerated, dethatched, the whole nine. Got to move the sprinkler. All right, guys, so I am super excited. Finally got the dashboard back from Auto Tech Rescue. I don't know exactly how many days it took, but just dropped my flashlight. But it was approximately like 2 weeks. I sent it out right before we left on vacation, and it's been about 2 weeks, maybe a little bit longer. But let's see what we got. I don't really know what I should be expecting here. I think it's going to pretty much look the same. So, yeah, I mean, everything pretty much looks the same. All the stickers and stuff are like glued back in their appropriate spots. And apparently they fixed the circuit board, what needed to be fixed, and they replaced all of the light bulbs. They did not replace them with incandescent. They replaced them with, or they did not replace them with LED. They replaced them with new incandescent because the LED is not applicable for this dashboard. But yeah, I mean, I can't see what's different, but I'm sure it's fixed, and I'm excited to get it back in the truck. And all of it came out to $182, so $165 plus $17.50 for shipping. All right, so I just went and got the keys. I think the last thing I got to do before we start this thing up is put back in this old air valve, just for the time being, because it's not going to build air pressure without it in there. So we're just going to hook this up for the air horns right quick, just so that we don't bleed out all of our air. All right, just like that. Now, should be good. Question, I went all the way up to the house to get the keys. They'd been sitting in the ignition the entire time. So let's fire this up, see what it looks like. Well, all the gauges are doing their thing. We got a light. We're in neutral. Got the clutch pressed in. Here we go. Okay. So look at that. We got RPM, which is working. Our air gauge is working. Our battery is working. Temperature is a little too soon to find out. Let's turn on our lights. Oh yeah, I don't know if you can see, it's still pretty light out, but all of the lights are working. Let's see if I can dim them. Yeah, see, you can dim them and make them brighter. So that's cool. We'll have to check that out at night, but yeah, so far so good. Seems like everything works. And my buddy Kyle is here. He's right over there. We've done a couple jobs with him. He's actually hunting right now on our property, and the season just opened this week, and he already got himself a buck. It's a nice little buck. Recurve bow there. So it's a good day for him and a good day for me. The air sensor just went off as it kicked up above 65 PSI. So I'd say we're good to go. All right, guys. Well, we are all back assembled with the dashboard. Truck works and everything. That is all the time I have because I got a hungry little man over here that wants to eat dinner. All right, guys. It is 5:30 the next morning. About to leave for work. I'm taking the personal truck and the trailer with me today because I got to pick up the excavator on the way home. But I thought this would be a perfect time to check out these lights on the dashboard here. So let me shut off my headlamp and we will turn on the dash. And the lights. And there we go. Look at that, all lit up. And we should be able to dim, yeah. You can dim them, low, off, or bright. Personally, I like them bright. They don't look as bright in person as they do on camera. But that is awesome. Hopefully that'll last for many, many years. This thing carries a 5-year warranty from that Auto Tech Rescue place too, so cool. We will be using this truck later. All right, guys, we are back. It's been a while since I've worked on the truck, but I just got in a new part. As you can see, I'm here with my buddy Hayes in our mobile tool cart slash stroller. He's helping me out. But what I got here is what I'm hoping is the new, and it is, air horn valve. This is the proper one This is it's a Velvac, which is the brand that came with International Navistars, and hopefully this is going to do the trick for my air horns. So let's try it out. All right, so here's the old valve. Here's the new valve. Let's make sure that these are the same. They appear to be. Now I needed this special valve because it actually mounts sideways. It has these special sideways mounting holes, which allows for you to pull the string at the appropriate angle. All the other ones that I got basically wanted to mount it like this, like vertically, and that's not how my string setup works. So hopefully this one is good. All right, I just got it hooked up to the airlines here. We'll start up the truck, see if it works. All right, so as you can see, we are at like 100 PSI. The pressure relief switch should go off in a second or so. Should hear it go psst. It's usually around 110. Might be 125. There we go, yeah. So maybe 115, we'll say. Okay, so it went off. Now the air horns should be good. You ready, buddy? You ready, Hayes? All right, here we go. Oh, I'd say they work. Yeah, buddy. We are in business. They are woo! They are loud. Yes. You like that, dude? You think that's cool? I think it's pretty cool. All right, guys, we are back here working on the 2001 International 4900 hook lift truck. I got some new goodies for it here on this pallet. What we got here is a brand new set of plastic poly fenders for this truck. As you can see, these fenders are pretty hideous. I'm like 99% sure that somebody at some point took like the metal that goes around basement windows and reused it as fenders. They have been welded, and if you could even call this welding, this one doesn't look too bad, but this one is just hideous, and the ones over here are pretty bad as well. So I want to get these off. My goal today is to just get off these old fenders and the mounts and cut the mounts off. Then we can see what we're working with here as far as the new Mighty fenders go. So we're gonna get to cutting. All right, we should be able to get that off. there we go. One fender off. There we go, 2 fenders off. All right, got all those mounts ground down. Mostly bare metal here. Gotta hit this one with a wire wheel a little bit. But yeah, the plasma cutter, despite not having ample, amps to power it, I was able to get through all 4 way faster than I would have, with just an angle grinder. So I'm glad that we got that done. I'm going to clean these spots up, hit them with some paint, and then we can get this stuff unboxed and at least take a look at it. I think installation, from what I've seen, is pretty straightforward. I'm hoping that we can utilize some of these bolts that are already on, going through the frame here to hang the leaf springs. So Mom and Hayes just came for a little visit, and believe it or not, my birthday was yesterday, and this was my birthday present. An off-road radio flyer wagon, all decked out, everything from big wheels, cup holders. We got a cooler bag over here, the roof, more storage up here. We're gonna be styling. How happy are you, buddy? All right, let's get these unwrapped and check them out. Yeah, so it looks like we got our 2 fenders here, and they got lots of structural, ribs on the bottom, so they should be pretty rigid. Not sure if there's, it looks like they're both the same, inside, outside. And then here we got all of our hardware. So these are the tubes, I believe, that actually mount to the truck. And then here are the hangers that mount to the fender. So I'm gonna figure this out, take a look at it, and we'll try to maybe mock one of these puppies up, or at least see what bolt holes we'll use. So I'm sitting here thinking about where the best spot to mount these would be, and I really think that it's right where the old ones were mounted. I'll have plenty of adjustability. So I kind of have them mocked up right now, just sitting on some 2x4s up in there as spacers. And I'm trying to get all my measurements, equal, both in the front and the back. And, side to side here as well. But I think we're almost there. I'm not, this isn't rocket science. And ultimately, where I mount these bars is not necessarily where exactly the fender's going to end up, because there's a lot of adjustment in these brackets as far as where you drill your holes to actually clamp the fender to the bracket itself. You can see these kind of cutouts here. That's where you're supposed to mount it, both on the front and the back. All right, now I got something from my friends over at Vivor to help, I think, aid and make this installation process of these fenders a little easier. So let me show you what that is. So this is mag drill, or a magnetic drill press, as some people might call it. And this is, you know, they come all different shapes and sizes. This is obviously one from Vevor, so very good price. Quality will be yet to determine. All right, so we got this thing assembled. It was pretty easy. It came with 6 of these different hollow core drill bits, which if you've never seen these things, they're pretty cool. If I can open one up, as you can see, it's hollow on the inside, so it minimizes the amount of metal that you're actually drilling through, which saves a lot of time. So that will be pretty cool. I've never used a bit like that before. All right, so I'm not really sure the best way to get this situated, but I guess just flip the magnet on. Okay, and now it's stuck there. Yeah, see, I'm not gonna, I might have to do it the other way. This, everything's just kind of, All right, so we got it lined up right on our mark there. I think the only way I'm going to be able to do this, to actually spin this around this roller, is to take these handles off, and I'm going to have to, well, I want to leave that one on. I'm going to have to just move them around to get the rotation that I need. Okay, we're through. So that's cool. That worked pretty well. Now, I just don't think we're gonna have enough length of the bit to get through the other side. All right, so we got this first hole, but as I said, that drill bit isn't long enough, but that is the right size. So we need to get a drill bit that size, I guess just longer. Okay, back yet another couple days later. Just got back from a firewood delivery. I'm hoping today is the day that we finally get at least one of these fenders on the truck. I did receive the proper drill bit, annular cutter. It's 3/4 inch by 2 inch cutting depth. So that should be exactly what we need to get through this 2x4 tubing. I kind of made a little bag here, tool bag, with all of the different annular cutting bits that came with it, all the, you know, spare accessory parts and stuff. I don't know what these screws are from. Maybe, yeah, probably from this. But yeah, now I got a little bag for this mag drill. Let's get these holes drilled and fenders on. All right, here goes nothing, I guess. All right, we got through. Okay, well, that was pretty darn easy. There's our hole. And let's see, yep, here's our plug. There's our plug. So that's pretty cool. We are through on the one side. Test fit the bolt. Make sure it goes through. Oh yeah, no problem. So all in all, I'd say this Vevor mag drill worked pretty well for what I was doing. I think the slower you go when starting with one of these annular drill bits, the more success you're gonna have. It was just really hard to go like that slow. But we were able to get all the holes drilled, and it was, you know, super easy kind of once I got the right bit. So I will put a link to this down in the description. All right, so all of these fit through, but I have a feeling that, yeah, I'm gonna need longer bolts because there's no way that these, yeah, are gonna clear. It's close. All right, back with the right hardware. Got some 4.5-inch long bolts. It's gonna have to be something like this. I'm not exactly sure what angle yet, but I just want to snug it up a little bit. That way we can still rotate it and move it a little bit. So it's gonna look something like that. All right, so a bunch of measuring and figuring later, and I got these things, both the front and the back hangers, locked down tight, as well as the Allen keys here, the set screws to hold these brackets in place. The fender, however, is still just resting on the 2x4s. Now, I'm just kind of eyeballing this. I measured out all the fenders and everything, but as far as where exactly in this slot I'm gonna drill the hole, I'm just eyeballing the center. Okay, here we go. I am pretty happy with that. These things are super sturdy. And I mean, they look good. It's a lot better than those old warped out metal ones that I had. Final finishing touch, just a little cap. But yeah, there we have it. Okay guys, just got the second fender mounted up there, and pardon the lights, I'll show you tomorrow in the light, but they look pretty good. Definitely happy with them. Alright guys, so here we are the next day in the daylight, and man, these fenders, when you step back, I think they look pretty good. I'm happy with them. Are they perfect? No, but are they a lot better than what was on there? I'd say so. Now, it might appear as if the front is higher than the back. And one, that's because the truck is on a slope. You can see it's going from the asphalt millings down to the gravel. But also from the research and other videos that I watched, when you load these trucks, it's going to push the suspension down and squat it a little bit, and I guess the front will come down. So I think if you wanted one side to be higher, it should be the front rather than the back. But yeah, these mighty poly fenders really fit the bill. I think they look pretty good. They're slick. They weren't all that hard to install. I'd say the toughest part was just, you know, getting everything aligned and you know, lined up on my own. So very happy with them. We're gonna go pick up a dumpster can. All right guys, you might remember this backyard. Here is the dumpster can. I don't know, this is definitely gonna be the heaviest load I think that we've picked up with this truck yet. The hook lift is rated for 20,000 pounds. I could not even begin to guess what these rocks weigh, but he cleaned up a pretty good portion of it. It's got more here and then even more rocks mixed in with the dirt, and I have access basically to all of it if I want it. So let's see if this thing will pick it up. right, guys, we got it on. It's definitely full. Next time he's not gonna fill it up quite this much, but at least we know that the truck can, you know, pick it up. I wouldn't say I was happy about it, but we did it. All right, guys, when I got out to the asphalt, it was rubbing on this fender. So we're gonna dump a little bit out here just to be safe. And this is a real heavy load. I have no need to take this much at one time. It's just for my personal use, so we're gonna dump a little bit out. Well, as you can see, I came home with more than just rocks. These beams were out on the side of the road at my buddy's neighbor's house, who I've now become friends with as well. And he's a carpenter, said he salvaged them from a job. They're not true hand-hewn, you know, old school beams. You could see the backside, but somebody clearly spent a lot of time with a grinder or something making these look and appear to be old and hand-hewn. So he offered them to me, and I decided to take them because I got a project coming up where I think they would look good. A project well down the road, but I'm always thinking ahead with stuff like this, so if it's offered to me, that's something pretty unique. I probably would never do something like that myself, so I took them. Okay, guys, it's been a couple days since I got these Mighty Products fenders on, and I wanted to give them a couple, you know, trips in the truck, loading, unloading dumpsters, firewood. We actually picked up a full dumpster can of really heavy rock, which I'll put a couple clips in of right here from my buddy's house. We've already unloaded that. You'll see I had a little bit of issue with clearance on the fenders because the dumpster can was so heavy. But these fenders so far, I've had them on for about a week now, and I gotta say, I really like them. I think, one, they look a lot better than the fenders that I got with the truck that were kind of like repurposed window, you know, basement window metal, as I'm calling it. These are a lot better looking. They're a lot more adjustable. I'd say that it was super easy install once I figured out the whole mag drill thing. Once I got those holes drilled, it went pretty smooth. I did it all by myself. It would have been easier probably to have two people, one kind of measuring and one manipulating the fender a little bit. But, you know, for what I can say, doing it by myself, it was not that big of a deal. I will put a link for these down in the description. Again, a big shout out to Mighty Products. Thank you so much for sponsoring this video and sending out these fenders. I think they look really good, and I have a surprise coming up in the next couple of weeks that's really gonna make these fenders pop. It's gonna make the whole truck pop. So drop a comment down below if you guys have any idea what I might be talking about. But these fenders were the first step to, you know, doing this next step that's really going to change the whole look of the truck, I think. So I'm super excited. Again, link down in the description, Mighty Products. They got everything, all different sorts of trucking stuff, chains, binders, ways to secure cargo on trailers and everything, all different stuff, truck parts, obviously. So go check them out. They've been a good friend to the channel. They've sent me a bunch of stuff to review, and I love their products. So I think that's pretty much gonna wrap up this video. There is one last thing I wanted to show in this video, and that is that I got the glass replaced on the truck here. Me and my buddy installed it just the other day. I did decide to go with just a manual hand crank, even though the truck does have power windows. To me, being on the driver's side, it's just not as important to have it be power. And, you know, like I said in the beginning of this video, the regulator was like $500 versus $50 for the manual one. So the manual doesn't bother me being on the driver's side. Now the truck is, you know, secured in for winter. Hopefully we can keep the mice and stuff out of it when we, you know, stop driving it quite as much headed into these colder months. So as always, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please give it a big thumbs up. Drop a comment down below. Consider subscribing to the channel if you haven't already. I have a whole nother pretty long video on me acquiring this truck and the first, couple weeks of owning it and doing some other type of work to it. So be sure, if you haven't seen that video, go back and check it out. But for now, I'm Jake. This is Dude Ranch DIY. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you here next time.